Hey guys, this is Vinny, aka the Wrathbringer. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over some stuff that happened in the maintenance today for Final Fantasy Record Keeper. One of the major things that dropped was sync soul breaks, and I'm going to kind of explain how those work here. So sync soul breaks, think of them as burst awakenings. So what it's going to do is when you launch the soul break, it's going to do its normal thing where it does a bunch of attacks. Sometimes it, like in this case, it grants you earth, major infusion earth, and cap break level 1. But what it's going to do is it's going to replace the attack and defend icons on your character with these two abilities, and they're synced with the your two abilities that you equip on your character. So the first ability is linked to the first slot, the second ability is linked to the second slot. And each ability can be used if you sync it with the correct element. So if you have a earth ability in your first slot, it's going to do the first ability or the sync ability, and then it's going to do the ability that's in slot 1. Same with the defend icon. You'll use this ability, and then if you have the monk ability in the second slot, then it'll use the second slot ability. The other interesting thing with sync soul breaks is they can actually be leveled up to 3 levels. And increasing the level will boost the entry damage of the soul break, and then it will also reduce the delay, which I think is probably the more important thing, the delay of casting the soul break. So in order to level up a sync soul break, you have to purchase these scroll of honing items, and there's 2 ways to get them. One way is if you pull a duplicate from the relic draw, then you'll automatically get a soul or wow, can't talk. The scroll of honing. The other way you can get it is you can spend your anima lenses and purchase a scroll of honing. So then you can level it up to max level if you have enough spare anima lenses. So those, I think these soul breaks are going to be pretty significant, especially when you pair them up with the regular awakening soul breaks that are out there. Now, with sync soul breaks, if you have a doubler soul break ability where it'll cast something twice, the sync soul break doesn't let you do that. Now, if you have a legendary materia equipped where it says has a chance to double cast a certain ability, then that will still trigger twice. So these are going to be pretty significant going forward, especially when the next fest comes up at the end of December, and there's going to be a lot more sync soul breaks available, which I personally would recommend waiting till the Winter Festival to pull any sort of sync soul breaks, especially since hearing that Tifa's sync soul break is kind of like a basic one, whereas the ones that are coming out in the future are going to be a lot more extensive. So the other thing that happened was that they updated the elemental lucky relic draws. These things, especially for a newer player, are really vital. I mean, even for a veteran player like me, whenever these things get updated, it's instant pull for me. So what they essentially do is they update the relic draws for these lucky relics to update them with the most current relics as of a certain cutoff date. I don't know that off the top of my head, but should have been a little bit more prepared, but that's okay. Uh, so essentially, the reason why people really like these updates is one, it's a chance at getting some of these soul breaks that maybe they passed up on. But two, the first draw of each one of these is only 15 mithril instead of 50. Now I've already done all these already. I probably should have recorded that and shown that off, but these are always instant pulls for me. Even with a festival coming up, I had about 150 mithril or so before these dropped, and as you can see, down to 40 now. So these are definitely essential, and with the new login bonuses where you get a ticket every 15 days to do a free pull, I'm going to be using these on these elemental pulls from now on. So that's another major update that happened in here. There are a couple other little things that happened. Well, this isn't really little, but but a new 6-star Magicite has been opened for lightning, which is why you're seeing all these Earth elemental banners, Earth events, just to celebrate the new Magicite dungeon opening up. So if you're a high-end player and you're at the end game content of this game, you're excited about lightning or 6-star lightning Magicite coming out. And then like I said, there's a Earth event going on right now. These fat chocobo events that have been pretty frequent lately. Some other little things that have happened or that came out. Stamina. This I'm actually kind of excited about, because when I'm not able to play or not able to spend stamina pots, if I get them from either a login bonus or through some other means, they will sit in my item chest, and I'll sit here and see an icon for 3 or 4 items to be pulled, and I couldn't use them because I was full of stamina pots here, and then I was full in the store, in the Gristle Green store. So with this, what you can do now is you can click on this button, and you can actually use stamina pots and essentially store stamina. So if you know you're going to be sitting down and just grinding out a bunch of orb dungeons, instead of spending the stamina, then it's like, okay, now I gotta spend a pot, and then go spend the pot, go. What you can do is you can preemptively store the stamina pots and use them up to 999 stamina. So for those that like to just do one spurt of spending stamina, that will help you out a lot. So one of the other big changes is no more honing soul breaks, which I love, because I hate wasting stamina on just going to one of the XP dungeons and trying to learn soul breaks for like 2 or 3 characters. It's a waste of stamina. I'd rather use that for grinding orbs or doing events or something like that. So now you don't have to do that anymore. As soon as you get a new relic from a relic draw, automatically learn the soul break. So that is very cool. I really like that change. And then the last thing that they added that I was pretty interested in is the skip results screen. This is more of a quality of life type of thing. But instead of sitting there clicking on each button after you finish a fight, like, okay, here's all the orbs you got, here's all the leveling that you did, here's all the Magia levels that you got, and then here's all the rewards. You can just click one button and it skips you all the way to the end screen, and then you can just hit finish. So it just saves a lot of time with trying to, if you're just trying to speed through some of these dungeons, especially the orb dungeons, you can just click on those real quick. So that's about it as far as all the updates that I cared about anyway. Oh, actually, there is one more thing, and especially for new players, this is really cool, or just anybody in general. Especially with the way 5-star Magicite work with having to break the level cap. They changed Overstrike soul breaks to only use up 1 bar now instead of 2, so you can use Overstrike abilities fairly quickly now with this update, so that's really cool. So anyway, that's about it today for the news update for Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to catch you on the next video. See ya!